All right. Welcome to Clarity Sessions with Bill Fouth, where we cut through the noise and bring you real, practical clarity on money, business, mindset, and everything in between. Now, if you're a mompreneur, a business owner, or someone who's just ready to take more control of your financial life, this is your space. No fluff, no overwhelm, just simple, powerful insights you can actually use. Because let's be real. When you got the right clarity, you make better decisions, and better decisions lead to a whole different life. And so let's get into it. Today's question is,
how often should someone review their business finances?
So the question is, how often should you get an accountant? And assuming I'm in that capacity, how often should you work with your accountant on the finances? I need to split some hairs here. We need to put this in context, because as a business owner, the idea is that you want to be tracking what's going on in your business, and you want to have a tool to do that, whether it's, an accounting system, usually it's QuickBooks or something like that. So on a day-to-day basis, you can just press a button and you've got a report that says what came in, what went out, and where I stand. So the idea as a business owner, you want to know what's going on in your business. So you want to know from an operational perspective what's going on. Your accountant doesn't really care about that. Your accountant cares about taxes, or let's put it this way. Your accountant who is doing your tax preparation work and your tax compliant work is really concerned about, filing your quarterly taxes. And if you're doing payroll, getting your payroll done on time. And at the end of the year, doing your 1040 or your business tax return. And it's at that time is when we need to know how much came in and how much went down and how much is left over. There again, your accounting system can print out a report and say how much came in, how much went out, how much profit I have, and we put it on the tax return, press the button, and it gets e-filed, and you're tax compliant. So the question is, how often to meet with your accountant, or how often to provide the information? It depends on what capacity they're working in. If they're working in just, you go to H&R Block at the end of the year to do your taxes, it's once a year. If you're working with an accountant to help you with, you go to doing business planning, or you're trying to get an SBA loan, or you're trying to get an investor, or you need to do payroll, and you do payroll, you do weekly or monthly payroll, you may need to interact with them more often around that. So the issue is, what capacity is your advisor working in? And then the idea, how often do they need to huddle with you to look over what's going on in your business? So I have clients right now that I see them once a year to do their tax stuff. But on a weekly basis, they're going, on a daily basis, they're going into their QuickBooks to operate, see what's going on in their business. They're a bakery, and they have to keep track of, hiring their baker and ordering goods and services and the raw materials. They also have an SBA loan, and they got to pay their employees. And the only time I get a notification in the email, folks paid their payroll taxes. And then every now and then they have a question, they call me and we go over stuff. But the idea is that they're using the system as a management tool rather than as a tax compliance tool. So the answer to that question is, it depends on what capacity your advisor is working in. Is he your, tax compliance? Is it accounting? Is it business advisory? Is it a consultant? So each of those roles is going to have a different requirement or need to view your finances.